Hello YouTube, welcome back to the Web Gear Review. Today I would like to take a look at what most people out there and collectors call the M1951 entrenching tool, but in fact the nomenclature for this thing would be combination entrenching tool. The reason they call it the M1951 is because they were stopped production after World War II, and they started production back up as the Korean War kicked off. But anyway, let's take a look at this tool right here, okay? Now, first of all, it fits in just a normal M1943 entrenching tool cover, okay? You don't have to have the bigger M1956 for it to fit. It fits perfectly in a second pattern M1943 cover, okay? The combination entrenching tool that you're looking at here, let me see if I can open this up a little. It was designed to do away with 3 different items that was used in the military during World War II. By the way, this shovel was, the new combination entrenching tool was standardized on September the 21st, 1945, okay? So, in fact, they come up with it right at the end of World War II, but being how the war was over, they kind of put it on the back burner, and once the war kicked off again, they began to throw production back in there. But anyway, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Let me go back to the 3 items that this new entrenching tool right here was to replace. First of all, the M1910 pick Maddox. Okay, see, by them adding a pick here, and then you could use that as a Maddox for digging. So it was designed to replace the pick Maddox. It was designed to replace the M1943 entrenching tool right here, okay? And then it was also designed to replace the M1910 axe. And by doing that would be by sharpening one side is how you would do that, by replacing the axe. But anyway, these 3 items here were after the combination entrenching tool became on the scene. These 3 items become limited procurement, and these were issued to non-combat units at that time, and this was issued to the combat troops, okay? So let's get these off the table so we can take a further look at this entrenching tool right here, okay? But anyway, this thing was designed where you could use it like that as a pick or as an entrenching. It was also designed where you could simply just use it as a shovel. Now, while I have this open, I want to show you something different. Notice the difference in the spade, the 2 spades from the World War II type and the type that was put out during Korea and Vietnam. And this may be why, you know, a lot of collectors like to call it the M1951. However, as far as my knowledge is, it's still simply called the combination entrenching tool. But if you have this one here that I have to show you is actually dated 1967. So this is made by Ames, who invented it, 1967. So this would actually be a Vietnam issued one. Hopefully you can see that. But however, these were used during the Korean War, this same type of shovel. Now notice the difference in these spades. Now, if you have one of these type of spades that has this pick added to it here, you don't have a fluke. What you have is one of the original ones. So you can find some of these entrenching tools dated 1945 and has the pick on it. And you don't have, like I've read in some posts and places that people's like, oh, well, somebody added that on there. No, they didn't add it on there. This shovel come out in 1945, dude. So, you know, it ain't an add-on. It was made that way, okay? So, but however, this is the newer style of shovel. Just like with all military things, when they fire up production again, they use the components up they have first, and then they start using the newer type. So if you have a shovel that the spade is like this, and it has the pick on it, then you probably have one of the original ones that was made right after World War II. So anyway, let's see here. If there's any more information I want to try to give you about this thing, let me look at my notes here real quick. Nope, I think that's about it. But this is the type that was used during the Korean War. But the problem with the Korean War was it got so cold that even this this combination tool here still wouldn't even dig the ground. If you read any books, and you'll find out, I would encourage you guys to read about some of the battles fought in Korea. You know, they call it the Forgotten War. A lot of people didn't want to, you know, talk about it because it was right after World War II, and they wanted to forget about it. And the next thing you know, Vietnam was on bad and getting after it. But this, them soldiers, they had it tough, buddy. But this thing wouldn't even dig in some of the frozen wasteland. So what they had to do is actually blast hose just to get in for cover. So anyway, thank you once again for watching the Web Gear review.